Wendy Hawkins. I'm Executive Director of the Intel Foundation, and it is my great pride and pleasure to be responsible for the Intel Schools of Distinction program, which we are here to celebrate. And welcome to all of you who have joined us today, and of course especially to the schools whom I've had the pleasure of spending the last couple of days in the company of, and I hope that those of you who are here as our guests have had or will take the opportunity to make sure that you get a chance to chat with these wonderful people that are here today. I hope that you've all filled your plates. If you haven't, get some food, because even though this isn't lunch, there's lots of food out there, and we want you to enjoy it. We are here today to celebrate the 6 winning schools, the 6 2009 Intel Schools of Distinction. And we are here also to announce the star innovator from among these 6 schools. The Schools of Distinction program was created in 2004 with the intention that we would identify the very best schools teaching mathematics and science in the United States today, that we would showcase the work that they do, that we would make them and the information about the work that they do available to educators across the country, in the hopes that rather than each school reinventing the wheel and starting from scratch, that they would be able to replicate these best-known methods at these schools. I have led the judging for this program since it was born, and among the things that we are really interested in is looking for schools from every setting, schools of every size. We recognize elementary, middle, and high schools. We look for schools that serve populations with low income and high minority. We look for schools that are magnet schools that draw among the best of the best. We look for suburban schools, rural schools, city schools. We believe that excellence can occur in all of those settings. We have now the experience to demonstrate that, in fact, it does occur in all of those settings. You'll see 6 wonderful examples today. And we want schools across the country to understand and believe that they, too, can be outstanding mathematics and science schools, that with the resources that they have today, they can do what these schools are doing today. These are not schools that necessarily have the richest students or the richest tax bases, but they have figured out how to do the most with what they have. And we're very excited to be able to showcase that. Oops. I'd like to make a few introductions here. In particular, I have with us here today, and he's been with us for the last few days, Dr. Leon Letterman, who was the founding inspiration for the Illinois Mathematics and Science Academy, which is one of our schools being recognized today. Leon is also a longtime friend of the Intel Science Talent Search and Intel International Science and Engineering Fair. And it also happens that, I was just going to see a show of hands, who knows, as I list these words, what they have in common? Top, bottom, up, down, charm, and strange. What do these words have in common? Leon had better get it, because he won a Nobel Prize for his work in identifying quarks. Those are the 6 flavors of quarks and leptons. And we're delighted to have him with us. He's been a creative driving force in education for these many years, and we're delighted to have him here with us today. And we use the excuse that he happens to be associated with one of our winning schools to get him here. But I should also point out to the folks from Urban Assembly, this is a guy from the South Bronx. So. And we also have a guest speaker here that I'll be announcing in a few moments, and I think that our other guests are still to be arriving, besides all of you, but the ones that I was looking forward to introduce you to. but the first thing I want to do, this program, for those of you who are not familiar with it, each of these schools has already won a $2,500 grant when they were selected as one of the 18 finalist schools. They will receive today here a grant for $10,000 as being a winner. They have just spent the last day being immersed in information in the over $200,000 worth of goods and services that each school is receiving from this list of sponsors. And I'd like to ask these sponsors to stand as I read off the name of your company. Those of you who are here representing these companies, please stand so that we can recognize you. We have Absolute Software, Braidware Safari, Dino, E-Instruction, Illuminate, Pinnacle Global Dollar, ICANN, Inspiration Software, Microsoft, Pearson, SAS, Scantron, Toshiba, and a special nod to Smart Technologies, who has really done an amazing donation to these schools. And I'd like a round of applause for these partners. Comments from the folks in the school saying, you know, we met with each of these companies yesterday, and after the first one, I felt like a little kid at Christmas who's kind of overwhelmed, and I can hardly even take in what the next one's telling me because I'm still blown away by what the first one told me they were doing. So they made me back to ask for more information from each of the companies, not just what you're doing, because I think that they were having a little trouble processing all of it. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today. Mr. Anish Chopra is here. He is the Federal Chief Technology Officer of the United States as of only August 7th, 2009, so the shiny new hasn't worn off yet. He was formerly the Virginia Secretary of Technology, and before that was Managing Director for the Advisory Board Company, working in a healthcare think tank, so he has the technology chops, the healthcare chops, and now he's going to demonstrate some education chops. President Obama said when he appointed Mr. Chopra that his task was to promote technological innovation to help the country meet its goals, such as job creation, reducing healthcare costs, and protecting the homeland. So, a small job. So, please, Anish.